Bonjour tout le monde and welcome to Musingsofafox. If you want to see how this look came to life or afterlife, just keep watching. Starting off, for the first of essentially 3 primers, my ever trusty SMASHBOX Shadow Primer. Next up, to ensure a seamless eyeshadow look with a full coverage face, I'm applying the JUVIA'S I Am Magic Foundation in Cairo all over the lid. If you're a foundation first type of person, you would just make sure to cover your lids during your face application. I am way too messy to be doing that first. To set the foundation, I go in with the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette, using a color closest to my skin tone. From this palette, it's Nude, and I set the entire eyelid. To give us a bit of crease definition, it looks like we're going commando. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Okay, finally, the palette you've all been waiting for, the Fun Size palette from Sugarpill. My first matte bright palette. I'm obviously just a bit excited, but first, an essential step when using brights and neons. If you really want to make any bright or neon eyeshadow pop, you need a good white base. And of course, the classic NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk is at hand for this look. Don't forget to blend wherever you plan to use bright shadows. Alright, jumping into layer 1 with a flat shader brush, we're about to get very, very fiddly. This is going to be very slow, so I'm going to have to speed things up because each eye probably got about 10 minutes of color adding and blending and adding and blending to get it all just so. Into 8-bit from the palette, this beautiful periwinkle, and more fiddly blending and adding and blending and adding and more adding and more blending. For blending a line like this, I prefer to take a totally clean brush and to work in very small motions. This is another step that gets really edited out of videos, just how long blending lines like this can take. Don't be discouraged if it takes you a while. You're working towards a really good blend, and that'll take however long it takes. Time for some fun liner with SUVA Beauty's Hydra FX Lustre Lilac liner. Ooh, that was a mouthful. That is activated with water, but in this case activated with MAC Fix Plus. I'm really in love with SUVA Beauty's 610 liner brush. I love it for all this kind of fine detailing work. I've used it in a previous video when I did a glitter crease as a tribute to my cat Tucker. It's just a phenomenal brush. I'm going to go over the Lustre Lilac with Schwing from THEBALM. This is their liquid liner, but to make sure that it doesn't smear everywhere, I'm going to go back in with that same 610 brush and apply a wing, but make sure that that Lustre Lilac has a nice crisp peekaboo edge over the top. Maybe just a smidge of Sugarpill Hellatronic on the bottom lash line, eh? Using Urban Decay's Distortion palette to throw on a pop of iridescent blue in the inner corner. Jumping in here with a live disclaimer for just a sec. This poor eye has teared on me now 4 times. So I'm gonna move on from my eyes and I'm just gonna like pretend that this one is just the only eye I have on my head and ignore this one where you can see, unfortunately, my teardrops have ruined my beautiful blend. So that's really kind of heartbreaking for me because I've been working so hard on this eye, but such is life when you have allergies. So it's been forgiving for the first 3 times. This 4th time, it just wasn't very forgiving. So we're just gonna have to accept that this eye does not look as good as this eye, and we'll just move on from there. Okay, let's do the rest of the face. Untitled Cosmetic Labs has become my favorite moisturizer when using full coverage foundation. It's just the perfect canvas base. Top that off with Urban Decay's Optical Illusion Primer. This is just a classic. Back in with the I Am Magic Foundation from JUVIA'S. Again, my shade is Cairo. My trick all summer to getting sweat-proof full coverage foundation is to apply setting spray before I've blended my foundation, and it really just helps the foundation blend and also just gives me the longest wear. For concealer, I mixed a cocktail of Urban Decay's Peach Corrector and JUVIA'S Place Concealer in J22 and put that under my eyes, forehead, nose, and chin. Setting it all with this school's favorite pressed powder, the LUNATICK Cosmetics Mystifying Mattifying HD Powder. For bronzer, we have another channel staple, the Urban Decay Beached Bronzer in Sunkissed, as always. Okay, I can't be the only one who still has some old blushes that seem still in good smelling shape. This is Bella Bamba from Benefit, one of my original favorites, and it really works for this look. Just needs a little Beauty Blender blending out. Still my favorite purple highlighter of all time, Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in Halo. It's just, you can't beat this quite literally otherworldly glow. It's always these two. It won't change. In true me fashion, we're finishing off this look with a vampy lip. It is finally fall after all. To get a vampy lip like Darksided to really pop, you want to go around your lip line with concealer to fix any oopsies. And I'm feeling good. Alright everyone, that is the finished look with the Sugarpill Fun Size Mini Palette. Sugarpill is legendary for their neons and brights, so it's no surprise that this is a killer palette, and also that price point and their frequent coupons are really hard to beat. It's just really great to support a company that has always been trying to give us what the market was lacking in for so long, which is just really fun brights and neons and really cool matte bright colors. I'm really happy that there are brands out there where the owner is a woman in her 30s and she's still wearing the exact makeup that she wants to wear. And so I just love someone who is just breaking a lot of convention and is just being herself no matter what age she is. And that is exactly how I intend to live my life. I love getting really artistic with it, and you know, even though it's very fussy and it takes longer, it's just a lot of fun to do something that just makes me feel really good. If you have any suggestions of what you'd like to see next, leave them down in the comment below. If you haven't already, subscribe. Hello. I mean, alright guys, as always, I'll see you next time. Bye!